final presentation of our innovation workshop. It's very nice of you to have come, all of you, the ones who are going to be presenting and the ones who are going to be listening to the presentations and looking at them. I would like to remind you that the presentations are results of a very hard work of very small teams for just a very short amount of time. It's capstone, meaning it's something that sort of closes the workshop in a sense, giving the final experience to all the students. The questions will be welcomed. Sort of be active, participate actively. Students will have 5 minutes to deliver their presentations and we'll have a few minutes afterwards. I'll time very harshly, since this is not just a capstone project, that's an exercise in itself as well. The first team will go e-box. Timur, are you ready? All right, so let's start. I hope we'll all enjoy this. Let's think about it as a celebration of what has been accomplished. Okay? E-box.
Dear colleagues, I want to ask you one simple question. Have you ever had a person, a friend, or a family member who get lost? If not, you're the lucky one. Second cause why people are missing is because they get lost in the middle of nowhere while camping, fishing, or hunting. 120 people are currently missing in Moscow just this summer.
In case of emergency, tourists could communicate with the tourist club. The tourist club, in its turn, could communicate with the rescue service. If there is no tourist club involved, then the tourist could communicate straight to the rescue service. However, this communication could get complicated. E-box would help us to build that connection. The tourists, before going hiking, they set the time frame when he or she will get in touch. By sending GPS signal at the stated time to the emergency contact, it will let people know where the tourist is. And if there is no signal, then the emergency contact could start acting.
So who is our potential customer? First of all, tourists, simply because they don't want to get lost. Tourist clubs are responsible for the members. They're preparing this person, and they're the ones most concerned about these tourists beside the tourists themselves. And rescue agency, they simply want to make their job more efficient. So if somebody is really get lost, they have to spend a huge amount of money to find this person by using like dogs, instructors, cars, and sometimes even helicopters. So our device will help to make their life more simpler. And you know, it's not just the words. We made actually the small market research. Current situation with Russian rescue services require you to register your route on the web page. So after it, you need to somehow communicate with the rescuers to provide the information. So we talked with the people who we believe are our target. We talked with the instructor of the tourist club. We talked with the seller of the tourist store. And we talked to the members of one of the most important tourist clubs in Moscow, MSU. And we get some positive feedback based on the people's desire to replace satellite phone, because it's like quite expensive, to make this procedure between rescue services and tourist club more easier, and to provide like energy independence.
Our product is very simple. It can produce electricity from heat of fire, coal, or boiled water. This is our prototype. It's very simple. It consists of 2 radiators and Peltier element between. And at the right picture, it's support for our prototype for producing electricity from open fire.
In the first experiment, we heated one side of our prototype by heat gun and cooled the other side by water. We got more than 5 volts of voltage and more than 1 ampere of current, which equal more than 5 watts of electricity. On this video, electricity which produced by our prototype powers the cooling fan. On this video,
Got it.
Yeah.
we charge mobile phone getting electricity from our prototype with open fire.
This is our final product. It consists of a top cover, thermal insulation chamber, where you can put boiled water or coals, PTA element, radiator, accumulator, and USB port.
So why e-box? First of all, safety. Our device provides peace of mind for the people in wilderness.
Second of all, it's simplicity. It has elegant design and it's very easy to use.
Then portable. Our device is thermo-insulated and you can easily store it in your backpack while walking. So you don't need to waste your time by waiting for charge.
And energy independence. You don't need any batteries.
E-box. Generate energy, save lives.
Can we show prototype, please? Show prototype, please.
This is our prototype after a lot of experiments. It really works.
This is really 5 watts.
More than, yeah. And the main feature that it's
If you compare to the mechanical charging system, it's more heavy and more difficult.
The thing is that we
Because you rotate it, directly convert your rotation in the electricity.
The thing is that we operate in the forest. There is no opportunity to carry with you any generators. So the fire is the main source of energy.
It's prototype. And good question. So, it's good question, and it depends from environment which method of getting electricity is more useful. In our case, I think it's better to use this kind of mechanism, and this you can see it's prototype. The real device will be another. You saw it in our presentation. It's like some book thermos. Oh, so.
Another question? Anya, please. Thank you for the questions. Yeah, like for sure we don't have like just positive feedback. Quite a lot of people even right now don't know that it's like possibility to provide electricity, you know, from fire. And it was a lot of questions about like which amount of energy do you have? Is it enough for the sending signals? Is it enough for charging your phone? And the answer is yes. Our device like produce exactly the amount of electricity you need to make a signal. You need to have like to charge your phone.
All right, let's thank eBox and let's go to the next.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are proud to present you our capstone project, True Step. It doesn't work. The project does, but this thing doesn't. Okay, So our project is an insole for objective, partial, and weight-bearing monitoring with possible applications in medical and sports spheres.
And annually, more than 6 million people injure their legs or hips, and more than 1.5 million have to go through surgeries. And after each surgery, you need a recovery process, which contain partial weight-bearing monitoring. But nowadays, in the Russian market, there is no device for objective control with the main parameters, and it's typically for patients to exceed their target load. So every 10th patient, attention, every 10th patient has complications.
Limited weight-bearing control is prescribed for patients who have knee injuries, leg fractures, especially after surgeries. The risk group includes old people, children, athletes, and limbs users. Our project is aimed to implement the objective control of recovery process in order to reduce the recovery time and to help to prevent relapse. Also, our product will help to diagnose orthopedic diseases and to improve the technique of sport exercises.
So that is how our project works. An array of tensioelectric pressure elements placed strategically inside an insole provide important information about pressure and transfer it wirelessly through a microcontroller to a central device, which provides analysis and storage. We measure pressure per leg, as well as pressure distribution inside the insole surface, as well as overall body weight, both stationary and in motion. Here we have a short video demonstrating how it actually works. So now we have different measurements for traditional Scarlet scales and our prototype. For some reason we can't see anything there, but after the presentation you are all welcome to try out our fully functional prototype and see for yourself.
Yeah, this is it. This is made out of Lego. Why do we need this? Usually doctor assigns individual technique for you to recover, and the doctor limits the way you can put on each leg. But without our product, it's very hard to control this objectively. But with our product, you can see how much weight you put on each leg, and if you exceed the limit, you get the alarm goes off and you get notification, so you can control yourself.
Okay, until recently, there was only statics method to control the weight bearing and weight distribution. There is usual bathroom scales and various pressure plates. They have a big disadvantage, so patient can't really use them while he works or just doing everyday activities. Today, we have a system which consists of an insole or boot and a wire which goes all the way from your foot to the waist and a display here. Right now, a lot of people try to do it without wires, but none of the prototypes yet to made it to market with medical application.
We investigated the opinion of specialists in the area. We got a very positive response from them. They are eager to use our technology, and I can't wait to develop the technique of trainings in order to make this thing possible.
So this is it. We want to thank everyone who took part in the process of creating the prototype, our TAs, our mentors, and everyone who took part in the measurings which were yesterday. Thank you, everyone. We are welcoming any questions, and the prototype would be ready for anyone who is interested. Thank you very much.
Questions? Questions?
Oh, you do? Everybody says I don't need it.
Thank you. Yeah, so my question is, so when you are using this device, I mean in your boots, right, in your sneakers or something, so it means when, if you're injured, So more than a particular weight you can't bear, your leg can't bear, for example, right? So what we're doing here is it will give you a signal when you need to switch your leg.
If you exceed the limit that is prescribed by your doctor, it will emit a vibrating signal or whatever signal you desire.
Yeah, I got it. My question is, so I need to switch my leg. For example, that one of my leg can bear like not more than 35 kilograms, for example. Then when it will be 34, it will say that you need to switch your leg, right?
For example, so it is all can be measured, and it all can be, you know, you can set any threshold that will cause the alarm to go off. So it's up to your doctor to decide which weight you can put on your leg and which leg and which weight you can't.
Yeah, so for example, if my two legs are fractured, both of them can take not more than 30. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean fractured. I mean it's not that you can't walk, but so.
I need to say,
Yeah,
usually,
you don't distribute between your legs, but between leg and crutch.
usually people after the operation, surgery, or even serious trauma, they use crutches.
Yeah, okay.
And you need to pressure your leg exactly 25%. Just
Yeah,
like surgery.
yeah, I got it.
And
Okay.
usually people say 25%. Okay, what is that?
Yeah,
How much
right,
is that?
right,
No
right.
one knows.
Yeah, right, cool, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Thanks.
I have not question, but recommendation. Probably this device can be very useful for sportsmen.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because they need very precise technique for stepping.
Yeah, so this device could possibly be used to enhance running capabilities, to study how well actually the distribution between legs works. It can also help you study if your body is like for jump exercises. So possibly there are loads of applications for this.
But you got to start somewhere.
Oui.
All right, more questions? No? Let's thank our team. Who's next?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to present you a dream team project, and I would like to start from the problem. The problem is that group is not a team. Group is just random number of people who have no idea how to deal to each other. Instead of team, which is like a unit, which is known where it have to go and how we should do this. And we're going to create such teams. And firstly, we should say what the situation on this market nowadays.
So how can we solve a problem to build a team? Nowadays, there's a lot of techniques, psychological techniques to do this. They are good, they are working, they are based on psychological tests to get human traits. But there's a problem. These tests are not reliable. I mean, man can easily cheat, can easily lie, can easily adopt. So we are deciding to use now a reliable thing is our DNA.
Yeah, DNA. You know that all people around the world have the same DNA, but there are special regions that differentiate our people from each other. One of them are SNPs. SNP is single nucleotide polymorphism. It's only one letter change within DNA sequence that can define your characteristics, personal trait, and also some disease risk. We were digging deep into scientific papers and finally find out 18 SNPs that are connected to 15 personal traits, and then we use that traits in our algorithm.
So basically how it works, once we identify the traits, we process them in our software in order to obtain the optimal teams. Our software now it's an implementation of the Bell-Bing algorithm. It essentially works identifying 9 roles that must be present in a team and trying to compute for each team member the probability, according to the traits, that this person will have each of the possible roles. So then we create the group in order to mix people that will have different roles. Last step of course, and we choose the best combination for the various groups. Last, we use another type of indicator, the Myers-Briggs indicator, in order to check the compatibility between the person. We try to find if there is some problems or there are some sort of possible issue between the person in order to get the perfect team, let's say.
And finally, this is our product. We offer our clients a service. First of all, an expert from our team comes to our client companies and just swamps checks of all people who have to be tested. Then we collect these samples and send them to some partner companies. We decided to make some further steps as outsourcing because it's cheaper for us. And this company extracts DNA and then using real-time PCR technology detects SNPs in all samples. And then they send these SNPs to us. And they use these SNPs to run our algorithm. And finally, we get a list of people groups. And then we provide our clients with these groups. And our clients are different HR companies such as Pricewaterhouse and Human Technologies and also some big corporations. And then they using our information, they could combine their employees into effective teams in this more objective way. So this was our Dream Team service, and now I would like to say thank you, first of all, to our mentors, to Dmitry Kulish and Matt Hansen, and also to Maxim Kiselov for their inspiration and help in this project, and also to all of you for your attention. So thank you.
What price of your services and how many mismatch you planning to detect?
The price depends on how many people you are going.
No. The first question: what price of your services?
What is the price? It is but
200.
Yeah.
Okay. How many mismatch you planning to detect?
About 20 SMPs. Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
23 priced only $35.
But it still depends if you have, you know it, but you know the technique is common. So if you need, for example, 100 people or 20 people, it's almost the same. Rubbles.
Dear Dream Team, I have a question. Did you have an opportunity to test your system on real data?
Yeah, we did it, but we got SNPs from open source.
Okay, and what are the results?
We can show you if you want to.
Yeah, the main problem of testing was that we couldn't do here the DNA tests and so getting the SNPs. So we relied on some open source data public available. And from this, we run the algorithm. And as you can see, I will explain here. These are 3 teams. Each color of the bar represents a person. And here, the 9 are the 9 rows of the Bell-Bing algorithm I explained before. As you can see, the algorithm search for people with different values of role. This is not normalized scale of as an output of our system. And so we have the team combined according to different probability of having a certain role in the, let's say, in the group. So yeah, that is our...
Telling the truth, it's not quite clear for me how you can test whether your algorithm is working fine or not.
We could test in a real world, like making the DNA test and then providing this algorithm. Unfortunately, we couldn't for mainly cost reason and also time, because of course it takes time, etc. So we relied on papers. Most of the data we got was from already done studies and papers from research, etc.
I have a question regarding SNPs in general. So what is the expression of these SNPs in the human behavior? Say, if you detect that there is some SNP present in a particular person, does it really mean that this person will have some specific behavior, or it's just his predisposition to have such behavior? It doesn't mean that he have to have, but he might have. What will happen if, say, the team which you form based on analysis of SNPs will not function effectively? So you will need at some point of time to prove that the teams which you built using your algorithm perform better than teams built on other principles.
That's a very good note. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, what we can get from SNPs is mainly the possibility to develop this kind of feature. For example, one of the traits we could get was like depression, but it doesn't mean that if we find this SNP, we have depressed people. But those people will have a higher probability to develop the depression, let's say. So yeah, in fact, all the algorithm worked on probability system. So using...
But I mean, if you prorate people to have a depression and assign them to the roles which allows to have depression, this may actually develop this syndrome with the people, because they will be depressed because they were treated as depressed.
Well, these roles are the, let's say, the well-being algorithm. It's about inside a group, the natural roles that comes out. So technically the theory is that if you put a lot of people in a group, you will have these 9 roles that come up in different people. So what we try to predict is that which people will have the determined role. So actually, if we have, for example, now I quote depression, but any kind of these traits, we try to predict this and to avoid to have, for example, 4 depressed people in the same group, because of course it will be like not an happy situation.
Okay. All right, guys, I would like to tell you that we need to switch another team, but all of us are staying here beyond these presentations, and you'll be able to ask questions and get answers and to go into discussions afterwards. So let's thank our team and go to the next one.
Enjoy the video. Do you like the video? So the team number 5, Supercapacitor, that's our name, would like to present you the Breathe Easy project. And in order to do that, I would like to ask you to close your eyes for me and imagine the rainy forest and this fresh air that comes from the environment that you are in right now, and take a deep breath of this air.
Okay, now let's go back to Earth. Of course, the mic doesn't work. Why?
It does.
Now let's go back to Earth and just imagine what is usually around here. Heavy traffic jams, a lot of cars, polluted air, and you breathe it all in. Disgusting, yeah? So, do we have a problem?
I think I do see the problem, but I never feel the problem, because when I'm running, my lungs are pretty okay, and I don't feel that they're getting polluted. So that is why when you're running, you can see that your lungs are getting irritated.
Okay, sometimes, even if you don't feel the problem, there is a problem. You remember me, how I felt in the video? And to be sure, we asked some people who are really into outdoor sports to know their opinion.
We made the market research of the target audience of young people who are doing outdoor sports, including running, cycling, or roller skating. We asked 167 people, and why there's a plus? Because we asked to join you to our market research and answer the very first question: do you do outdoor sports? Can you raise your hand if you do? Good.
Thank you, guys. There are pretty many of you, and as you see, like the statistics matches to the one we got, because 84% of people usually do outdoor sports, and only 60% prefer to stay at home. So, here we come to another very important question. Do you think the air in the city is okay for outdoor sports?
Well, I personally think it's don't. And I think that our market research audience shares the same opinion with me. And we have 64% of people who are thinking that air is not good for them to do any kind of sports or even maybe live. And what if we can see and think and imagine that there is a device that can ionize or filter the air that you are breathing in while doing the outdoor sports? Would you use it?
Okay, actually, we can imagine anything. But let's go back to the statistics. And people usually do consider the price of the device. As you see, 38% of people will buy it if the cost is acceptable. 38% are alias soulmates, and they just say, okay, yes, and only 22% decided to say no.
So if to make a conclusion, we have a problem and we have a market, but do we have a solution? Well, yes, we do. There is a device that's funny looking for now and maybe make you laugh, but it's a device that can filter, ionize, and disinfect the air that you're breathing with.
If talking about the technology, you can see the dirty air going inside, meeting a mechanical filter that holds the largest parts of the pollutant. And then here goes the main part of our device, the ionizer, with the ultraviolet lamp that charges the air molecules and holds the positive ions while the negative ions are passing through, and the filtered air just comes out of the device.
But since we need to prove the technology, here's a prototype that is... the first one was 150, but this one is 50 grams weight. It uses the battery, which is currently it's 9 volts, and it can last and it works for 10 hours in a row, and it produces 5,000 ions per centimeter cubed. Is there anyone who wants to try it?
There we go.
Okay, while you're enjoying. Because it really is enjoyable. You saw it in the video. Okay, while you're enjoying, we are going to my favorite question. How much would you pay to breathe easy? And guys, for making it easier, first, please raise your hands who would pay more than $100 for that thing. Okay, not that many. From 60 to 100. Okay, thank you. And less than 60. Good. Now let's check less than 20.
You're joining our majority, which is 38%. And as you can see, the people are ready to buy the device. And it's only $10. And it's not a manufacturing cost. Manufacturing cost is even lower. So what do you think? Will you buy it, Katya?
Well, me personally, even for the sake of interest, of course, yes. Because it's just $10. Come on, I want to know what it is, especially if we have such kind of advertising. And I think it's not only me who will buy it, because we do have a possible market. These are people, mainly sportsmen, athletes, who are involved in running, cycling, or whatever. Also people who really suffer from allergy or asthma or some other diseases, and people who are involved in poisonous chemical production, who really want disinfected air and purified air to breathe in.
We know that we have a device and we have things to improve. I will not stop on them, but they're like design and mechanical filter and making energy independence. But what we think is important is that we try to make the world safe.
So you can see it soon in the market. Breathe easy.
You run.
We make it safe.
We would also like to ask our team to join us on the stage to answer the questions.
To help us answer the questions.
I have a question. Here I am.
And Denise is still enjoying the prototype. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
The question is, sometimes you really have to breathe with through the mouth. So what about it? Maybe it's better to make some mask when you use this for nose and mouth both.
Well, we thought that it's like too heavy and too big, and usually when you're running, it's very suggested for you to breathe through your nose and not from your mouth. But do you have something to add?
And second question, small. What about resistance for airflow?
Yeah, we try and we make it with low resistance to breathe, and it's practically not making a problem for it, for breathing.
I mean, this is an essential thing that we keep in mind while making a design.
How frequent should I change the filters?
Can you change the filter?
How frequently?
What is the lifetime?
Yeah, filter will be changeable.
How frequent should I change it?
What?
How frequent?
Depends on the environment you're running in. It can, as soon as it fills up with mechanics.
It will have an indicator of changing.
Do you know that there is a very, very low level of ozone or nitrogen oxide which can generate it under ultraviolet radiation? Yeah, do you know that it's a very, very dangerous components?
Yeah, we know, and we make it.
What mechanism of what mechanism of ultraviolet or ionization?
Mechanism is we using UV lamp, and it also produce ozone, but we trying to catch ozone using
not ozone.
Using a coal, for example. It absorbs ozone very quickly.
And oxide? Nitrogen oxide?
Nitrogen oxide also, but we now we didn't make any research in this sphere, so we need to improve our.
There is actually another problem related to chemicals in the air, because mechanical filter doesn't filter out, say, high level of various gases which are in the air, because it's only from the mechanical parts, and UV lamp will not will actually make things worse, because it will initiate some chemical reactions which will lead to one type of chemicals change into another ones which can be more, I would say, dangerous. I know that there was a research done by a company developing air filter Tion. One was called Co-Residence, and they claimed that the common filters which have UV lamp inside, some ionization, actually doesn't clean the air in the way they should, but they introduce new chemicals which can be very dangerous from the existing ones.
Thank you very much for your comments. We made some research into this field. Actually, the technology we used exists already. So mainly these are the components of almost every air purifier. So mechanical filters, ionizing part. And we really do need to consider how it works exactly and to work on this prototype. But the main idea was the device that like you have it, it's very portable, it's very useful, and it's really can solve the important part of our modern world and of our society. But the technology itself, of course, we will work on it. And thank you very much for your comments. Like, I think we can discuss it after the presentation and maybe come to some solution.
That's a good one. All right, that would be a great time to stop for this one. We can talk afterwards, right? Let's thank the team and go to the next one.
Merci. Just two of you.
Well, good afternoon, one and all. I'm Divya Shankar. We are here to present our project, Wake Me Up, which is an autonomous and voice-controlled smart alarm system. I'm sure every one of us would like to get up early, or at least at the right time to be on time to work. So, is it difficult to wake up on time? Yes. So, these are the things we usually hear. First of all, I might forget to set up my alarm, or even if I set up the alarm, if it rings, I just stop it and I sleep further. And sometimes due to the climatic conditions, or if I'm working in the night shifts, I don't feel it is like right time to get up because it is dark outside. So we did a survey to know the reasons to be late. I wake up late is the majority of the people who chose, like 43% of them chose like waking up late as the main reason. And then there was also concern about the traffic jams and just out of sense of time. So as a solution, we thought we should develop something, some alarm system which is more efficient, more effective. And we thought, can we do something which is automatic? And we did a survey, but most of them, like 57% chose it is okay if it is automatic, but 43% also chose like they don't want automatic, they are just fine with the manual. So, and we also surveyed like, do you want your morning to be pleasant with a nice alarm, like switching on light or switching on music with your alarm system? And 90% told yes, they would definitely need a pleasant wake up. So based on this, we formulated a solution. We thought we will develop some autonomous and voice-controlled smart alarm system. So for this, we are going to, we have developed a Wake Me Up app for the smartphone, and we also have a voice control system. This is basically to produce an automatic alarm system. So how are we going to do that? We have an app which will link to the traffic systems and our calendar, which will have the daily schedule of my activities, which will link to the traffic system, which will calculate the time from the source to destination and on the real-time basis. And the app automatically sets up the alarm. This is for the automatic system. And coming to the voice control, I can also set my alarm from my voice commands, and which will have a control on the light system or on the music to turn off, turn on the systems. So to prove this concept, we developed an Android app called Wake Me Up. So I set the command from my voice to wake me up in like 5 seconds. It automatically sets the alarm, and it rings after 5 seconds, and we developed the electronic system for the control of it, which is connected via Bluetooth, which switches on and off the light along with the alarm. And we also developed the relay system to connect it to the electrical appliances. So here's the video of our prototype.
This is our application that is called Wake Me Up. It is supposed to set the alarm by voice commands. Set the alarm for 8 o'clock. Wake me up in 5 seconds.
Our target customers are young, educated people who have smartphone, yeah, who gadget lovers and who have problem to wake up in the morning, especially in their time. We researched the market and found different solutions from different companies, and we found two advantages that our product have. The first one is we have automatic systems that use data to set up alarm, and the second advantage is that you control your light and you control your alarm with your voice control. So it's controlled by some complicated phrases with your voice. Thank you for your attention, and we would like to answer all your questions.
Questions?
One question here from Mats. I was not quite clear what I should buy from you.
Yes, we are developing an app which will be free to download. So once you're happy, and if you want the additional features to control your light and music, we are developing the electronic system. We might develop an adapter which you can just buy.
It's an app for now.
And it's an app and adapters. You can buy.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I'm waking up myself, I'm like, putting on later and later. How about this one? It will like shout until I wake up and like smash it.
Agnes, thanks for your question. It easily can be improved. We can add a bunch of different commands to be supported in this application. It's just the matter of adding some lines codes to our application. So yeah, why not? It can be added.
More?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next team.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Okay, my name is Adeni. I want to tell you a story. In 2011, I was in Kazakhstan, in Almaty. I was in the Alatau Mountains on a bike ride. In the morning on that very fateful summer day, I had everything I thought I needed with me. I had my phone, I had my camera, I thought everything was set. At 3 p.m., what happened? I couldn't use my phone. In 2 hours afterwards, I couldn't use my camera, and I just seen a very wonderful scenery. A wild pig was in the vicinity. Luckily for me, I also was able to meet some other travelers around, and I was able to do what I needed to do. But could you imagine that apart from me, there are lots of other people who are facing similar situations? In the United States, there are more than 4 billion bicycle trips every year. In the world, statistics tell us that there are 1.6 billion bikes in the world. 29% of those are used by outdoor adventurers. And these people face different problems when they travel. Now, the question is, Why do they face these problems? First of all, because all of them are using smartphones. If you leave the city, your smartphones start to search for signals, and because of that, it discharges faster, right? And if you have GPS navigation on your bikes, or on your cars, on your phone, you lose battery faster. But this is not possible for people on the bikes, right? You need navigation, you need to have your smartphone on, and you don't have any power source. And our team has been working on solving these problems. And Misha is going to tell us what we've come up with.
So, how can we help Adeni? There are three main energy sources when you're riding a bike. The first one is solar energy, the next one is wind energy, and the third one is mechanical energy. From our point of view, the simplest one is mechanical energy. It's just a dynamo machine. This is why we wanted to take it. But there is a problem with each of those. They are not reliable. It means if you don't have wind or solar or sun, or you don't pedal the bike, you don't have energy. That means you have to store it. So we made a concept. We need a dynamo machine that will convert mechanical energy into electricity. Then we need a battery that will store our energy if we don't pedal it. And then we have a load. It can be our smartphones, GPS devices, or cameras. The electric circuit is really easy too. It's just two stabilizers and a battery. On the output, you have 5 volts, and it's USB plug-in. It's very easy. We also made a prototype. It's still in design. We're still designing it, but it meant to show you as an idea.
This is indoor, and this is our prototype. This is a dynamo machine.
So here's a lot of things.
Battery, and we have a cell phone right here. So we can just by pedaling, we can charge a phone.
As you can see, charging.
So this is being charged right now. And if we want to, we can just connect it to the battery, and we can charge the battery and the cell phone simultaneously. Can you charge?
And it's charging again.
That's it.
So, which are the markets for this product?
So thank you, Misha. This is a review from a guy from UK who's got a passion for traveling on his bike every summer along the UK. We had asked a lot of people to share their ideas concerning this project, and well, what was amazing that we had a lot of positive feedback. So we had even 2 orders for our prototype. So guys said, okay, we find this idea very attractive and want to buy your device. Just tell us how much does it cost. So we have already told you about 29% of bikes that are used for outdoor activities, but that's not our total available market. We are planning to use to sell to 2 different customer segments. So the first segments are cyclists who are traveling for long distances to off-grid areas and islands, for example, Crimea, Baikal, Mongolia, and other remote areas. And the second segments are tourists who are traveling along Europe and who rent the bikes to travel between different cities. So all our customers, they can have our device installed on their bike just in a small capsule, so they can charge their device, just plug it in whenever they want. So,
you might be wondering why and how is this different, right? You could have an extra charger with you, right? You could have an extra battery with you and all of that. But the main innovation and the main thing that we're very excited about here is the fact that when you go to off-grid areas, when you go to Mongolia, Crimea, and other places, and you're going to go camping for 5 days, 10 days, right? Your battery is going to run out in any case. And in this situation, you really need a solution. Or you're hopping from city to city in Europe on a bike. You need a GPS navigation system, and you want it connected and charging directly from your bike as you pedal. And we hope that this would be a solution to these problems. And if you have any questions, we are ready to answer your questions. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, telling the truth, I don't see much difference between your device and the traditional dynamo machine. Can you clarify it, please?
Thank you. This is a really good question. So, yes, I like the schemes, you know. So the main difference is when you're powering your devices with just a dynamo machine, you cannot power them if you stop. And this is why we need a battery. So in our product, you got all three components, dynamo machine, battery, and USB hub in one product. And you can use it everywhere when you're riding. You don't need to buy a dynamo, then a battery, then a USB hub, and somehow connect it. The point is, it's just a single product with three main components that can help you when you ride.
Just to make a long story short, you just take a battery, you charge a battery while you're pedaling, and then you can discharge it into your cell phone. So that's the main difference between the common dynamo machine and our prototype.
Then if I could add something, if you're using a normal dynamo machine and you're pedaling, you can see there will be fluctuation in the amount of energy you get on the output, right? You see, the faster you pedal, the brighter the light, right? But here you need to stabilize that energy if you don't want to blow up your phone, right? And that is exactly what we've done here.
Guys, and also you mentioned something about solar panels and wind power. Are you planning to...
No.
Maybe. So I know that there is another project, and maybe they will answer your question. I don't want to spoil all fun.
More questions? Wow. No, there is a gentleman who is sitting really far.
So I want to ask you, did you think what's going to stop your competitors to go into the same market with the exactly same design if you're successful? So how are you going to stay there?
We are making it cheap.
If you could show
they're going to make it cheaper.
Yeah.
We're making, at the moment, the whole components is going to cost less than $30. And if you go further, this shows like what we have on the market. This is like an analysis of what they have and how we compare to them. So we've actually done a market analysis to see, and if you go here, this is how we expect to offer unique value proposition to our customers. First of all, it's easy to install. It could be installed on any bike, depending, without any restraints or requirements to the bike type. The dynamo machine would automatically switch off, and when you come in, it will store more energy as you go down the hill, something like that.
Great.
I have a very practical question regarding the scheme you have. And
Yes.
What is the element between two
Stabilizers?
It's between two capacitors. It looks like a resistance, but it's not actually. What is it?
Oh, you mean this one?
Yes.
It's actually a stabilizer. So I can show you. It's over here. One sec. Can you please hold it? So this spider is actually the scheme, and these two small things are stabilizers. They have input voltage. Can you please pass me the pointer? They have input voltage like 10 to 20 volts.
So it's just integrated circuit. That's it.
Sorry, I didn't
It's
hear.
an integrated circuit. I mean.
I think yes.
Right. And you could come and test it and try and see that it's...
Yeah, actually we got a bike over
on
there.
the third floor. It is here. And
So if you want to take a ride and charge your phone.
Yeah. So yeah, if somebody has the phone going down, there's a bicycle on the third floor.
actually, we've tried it and it works perfectly.
And
so
who's not afraid
Yes.
to
You just
get
need to
sweaty?
sit there during the entire dinner.
Yes, we tried it on my phone actually, so it's fine.
All right. Let's thank the team. and
Thank you, guys.
have fun.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you about the project Find a Seat. So have you ever been to a situation where you just come to a crowded auditorium like this and you don't know where to sit? And you don't have a ticket for a special seat. So you probably look like this guy, trying to find a place, like looking for your friends, whatever. Well, the solution is simple. Couldn't it be better if you just could see the map of the current map of seats on your phone? And this is exactly the solution we provide. So you can find the nearest vacant seat upon entering the room using your phone. It's easy. You don't distract other people, and you don't embarrass yourself. The technology behind this is basically computer vision, image recognition. First, you should provide the base for it, which is the recognition cascade, which is done by the camera. Then you've got to calibrate the system and install the camera. Then it automatically detects vacant and occupied seats and provides information to using the client-server architecture. So it basically could do either calculation of the nearest vacant seat for you or analytics for some other reason. So setting up the system looks like this. This is a real picture after some filtering. This is actually this row of Hypercube. I want to show you a little video. Can you please? Thank you. So here's you coming late to some lecture. And you start looking for a seat. And then you see that there is a huge bunch of people. And then you just, they're minding their own business and you just don't know where to sit, looking confused. Embarrassing yourself, embarrassing everybody, probably spilling some tea all over them. It's wrong, really. But frankly, it can be done differently. Really. You could just come out, put out your phone, receive a push notification from a room, and then find the map of the seat, right in this venue. And then upon your entering, you probably know where to sit. You don't embarrass yourself, you don't distract everybody. This is the solution. Look at this handsome guy. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, it's cool. The app is cool and all that. But how are you gonna how do normal people like me and you receive this information? Basically, it's installed on the price of event organizers, auditorium hall owners, institutes, universities, schools, cinemas, sports stadiums, churches, everybody who have seats and no predefined place for them, for the people to be. The only competitor in this market is actually, the only one we were able to find is Synesys, which provides kind of the same system but without the seat finding functionality for $5,000, which is not acceptable in many cases. So these guys, big cinemas, conferences, universities, gonna fall for a product because it enhances their service and provides analytics on how people are seated in the audience, how many of them are there, what do they feel during the presentation or a movie. And it's also very low cost. Actually, installation is about $100. So yeah, here are some quotes from people we asked. Probably you know some of them. I don't know. Yeah, and people are actually quite excited about it. Market is growing really big. Image recognition, it's really a thing right now. You probably heard of it. Event and meeting industry is also a thing. So you can see that by 2019, image recognition will grow really big number. I don't know. And the impact is right here. You're happy, sitting in the right place with your friends. So I would like to welcome our team members to the stage to answer the questions. Thank you. And we are really looking forward to your questions.
Why price for Synesys 5,000? What technical difference in your solution compared to Synesys? They also used good camera, good software. What difference?
The difference is that we don't use such good camera actually, because in some cases, in many of them, the really good camera is not needed, like for the Hypercube venue. So we can provide a low-cost solution. Yeah, there is the Synesys system, but they mainly use the system. They don't only use their system for conferences, lectures, and stuff like that. They use it for many different purposes. For example, security, and like many other applications. And we only concentrate on finding you a best seat using the expenses of the company who provides these seats.
No, they have special application for cinema theaters for calculation numbers of the visitors.
Yeah, but they don't provide you. I'm sorry.
It's very, very cheap.
Yeah, but they don't provide you with a seat. So this is what you lack, basically. Yeah, they provide all the service analytics, even better one for the customer, but they don't provide you with the seat. And this is what the impact was supposed to be.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation. I have the following question. So a very practical situation. I'm a visitor for the conference, and I got a phone call, something very urgent. I need to leave my place for something like 10, 15 minutes. And to explain people around that the place is occupied, I take my notebook or something like that. I put it on the place, yeah? And then what your system will do, because maybe another visitor will come, system will report the place is empty, yeah? This person will come and it will create a lot of embarrassment because then he will find out that there is some other stuff there. So how you avoid this kind of situation?
You want to answer this?
So on our app, you'll have a button. You can say, like, leave this place occupied for 10 minutes, and we wouldn't display it as an empty seat for anyone.
So it means that I will have to remember that once I'm leaving my place, I have to turn on push some buttons. Do you believe many people will do it?
There is like
something urgent.
You can
if they want to avoid embarrassment, yeah.
you can always set, like, the system is calibratable, so you can set an automatic time for which the left seat can be occupied, for example, a minute or so. And then it's up to you to mark that your place, that you want to. So imagine you leave a notebook or something in the place, right? Instead of it just slip out the phone and press a button.
Yeah,
I think it's easier than just leaving the notebook.
What happens if I'm not a user of your system? I'm just a usual visitor who has no idea about this system is installed in the place. So maybe I even don't have a smartphone together with me. There are some people who are not using this kind of devices, yeah? So what will happen in this case?
I think we'll need to figure that out. But the answer is automatic, like this threshold for which the place stays occupied, even if there is no person there.
Okay, so my big advice, just visit some big conference and you find out there are many people who are leaving their stuff and leaving the place for maybe something like half an hour, but they presume the place is occupied by them and they expect to come exactly to the same situation.
Well, I think that this 30 minutes can be occupied by, some other guy could easily come and listen to this instead of you just leaving your stuff. Okay.
All right. More questions?
Of your app. You mentioned there are a few competitors, so what are the people, what is the segment for which the problem you're solving is very critical? Who would just take it and grab it right away?
Yeah, just, normal visitors of any conference, because it's not actually always about the app. It could be the screen that stays out of, because we do it on the client-server structure. Client basically can be anything. So it can be a mobile phone, or either it can be just screen outside.
But you mean the users. What I mean is the clients. What kind of clients would be inclined to adopt it? Because I believe you would use the capabilities of the room, right, in order to do the recognition and everything. So that would require the client to install your software, which would do the recognition and everything. So what kind of clients, have that kind of pressing problem?
I can go back to the slide with the, with the application, but one example I can think of is US cinemas, which have this, really big issue because they don't, in US you don't book an exact seat when you go to the cinema. So when you're into the cinema, you don't know where to sit.
But wouldn't usually there will not be any lighting, right? So how would the software do the real-time recognition?
You have lighting from the screen right in the faces. So.
Or you can use infrared camera.
Oh, well, the rooms have the infrared cameras. I mean, that would require cinemas to install additional hardware in the room.
I mean, we provide the hardware.
Well, it's an interesting business model. All right, thank you.
And we find a solution.
So our solution is to connect some smartphones and beacons that will be installed on the beaches, so they can track each other's motions. The only thing for the user is need to do is to just download the app, connect to our system, and go to swim. So if you're absent and anyone touches or grabs your stuff, everyone around is notified that something is stolen, so they can just help you and catch the thief. So also, you can put an NFC marks in the passport or wallet, put it near your phone, so if someone stole just your wallet or passport, also people around would be notified.
So now about data. According to the data of quantity of beaches and people in Crimea, we have estimated our revenue. So our revenue will be about 155,000 rubles per each private beach. Our expenses will be about 20,000 rubles per system per beach. The total revenue per whole season was estimated as 22 million rubles for Crimea. For more information, for more details about estimation, you can ask me after presentation. So our main competitors is SafeBox on the beach, but it's quite inconvenient solution for users because they will not opportunity to use their stuff during the rest. So how it look our prototype, and now we will demonstrate you.
So our prototype consists of a laptop or some kind of display where we can show advertisement or something like that, or just a position of users or where the theft happened. It connects to Arduino. It's kind of a beacon, which also connected with the phone that will be used as just some guy that rests on the beach, and another phone will be used as the phone that will be stolen. So, 5 seconds. So someone, Dasha is someone that just rests nearby. I am the guy who walks to the beach and just puts his stuff on the floor. So I just put it and walk to swim or something like that. After that, some suspicious guy, which is also me, goes and takes the phone, passes by. After that, the system must work. Also pass near the beacon, and here I got punched in the face or something like that. Or some technical problems. Anyway, there must be displayed some alert or something like that. It's not stable now. So anyway, no. Next slide.
If you want, we can try again. But thank you for your attention.
Okay.
Get a professional thief. Why don't we ask questions? And the rest of the team, why don't you come up? The microphone seems to be... Questions?
Any questions?
I've got one off-topic question, sorry, but who made the presentation?
I made.
It's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I have some question for you. Imagine that
I'm on this resting place with like my mother or my grandmother, and I went swimming, and she wants like my wallet for some reason on my telephone, and she goes and grabs it and tries to buy some food or whatever, and your system like yells and something, and all people in this resting place tries to catch my grandmother, and how your system detects where is suspicious person and where is not.
Yeah, this is a problem. Thank you for the question. Actually, it's a matter of tuning the system, and I don't know interaction with the user. So it's the we'll think about that in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. But your grandmother can just take your wallet and go away and don't enter any password. So that's the problem.
Well, what if she takes just the wallet, not a phone? Or what
Yeah,
if somebody takes the wallet, not a phone?
Yeah, just the wallet. The system alerts everyone around that the wallet was stolen because it's connected using the NFC mark or RFID mark or something like that.
Guys, hey, how are you? It's that. I was wondering if you talked to some beach owners and figured out if they're ready to pay for the phones which were actually stolen, even given your security system.
Which are already private. For example, the cost, the entrance cost of which is about 150 rubles. So if the owner of beach will make it about 200 rubles, it's also okay for people, because many of people wants to save their stuff. And so this amount, this sum will be enough for our system. Am I right? Understand your question? Or
so are they going to install it, given that there is an implied liability? So are they ready to pay for the stolen phones?
No. So we haven't discussed this point that.
I think the question is not entirely understood by the team. You will have to come to the team afterwards and talk about this, because it's a good question. But well, you know, I think I have a very simple answer to it, but I won't.
Okay.
I suppose it should work. I don't know actually. So does it work? No. No. Oh.
Beep beep beep.
Damn it.
Anyway, I saw it working before, so I can attest. Let's thank the team and switch to the next one.
Mouse, keyboard, and my laptop. Please give us back switcher.
We are in silica. Today, the drug development process is very long and expensive. It may take more than 15 years and about $2 billion to drug to come on market and to appear on the pharmacy shelves. The number of stages and its duration depend on lots of factors and involve huge human and financial resources. I want to focus your attention on the preclinical development stage. In general, ligand is a small molecule which interacts with the target protein and treat disease. Our program in silica simulates interaction between ligand molecule and a set of proteins of human or animal. And as a result, we receive research on ligand-protein interaction and list of peptides. As input data, our program uses ligand molecule which has been already chosen as a drug candidate for certain disease with known therapeutical mechanism and target protein. Through the docking program, we simulate an interaction, and as output data, we get a list of positive interactions. And if there is too many interactions or interactions with essential for organism functioning proteins appears, we can suggest that this drug candidate should be tested more clearly. So we've already tested our program on penicillin. So we we made a simulation through the AfterDoc Vina with 10% of human proteins, and we receive 7 positive interactions from the list of known 18 interactions according to the information on the drug bank site. Plus, we get 1 interaction with a known peptide. So, as a final product, we provide a service for preliminary testing of ligand molecule with proteins on side effects. Now, we suggest that our product can partly replace a number of operations on the preclinical development stage of drugs, such as testing the drug candidate on living organisms, and thus it even can shorten the stage of clinical development by earlier reduction of drug candidates.
So, due to all information we mentioned before, the main impact of our product is a decrease of total costs of drug development process and its and time which is lasts. Moreover, it is better from ethical point of view than testing on animals or humans before. So our customers is the pharmaceutical companies, the biggest of them mentioned here. All of them spend a lot of time and money on drug development process. For example, Novartis spends about $1 billion on preclinical stage and about $7 billion on clinical stage per year. It is a huge amount of money, and if we will help them to reduce these costs, that we assume that our project is commercially successful. Moreover, we have already received positive feedback from Novartis Research Lab, which is doing drug development, and this is very promising. Next slide. So our future steps to commercial success is, first of all, collaboration with docking software developers. Then we will be able to create a program of software which suits for our needs and needs of our customers. After that, we are going to participate in industry forums and conferences to attract investors, their money to further development. So that's all. That is our members of our team: Diana, Svetlana, Dmitry, Danielle, and me, Alexander. Thank you for your attention, and now we're ready to answer your questions. Moreover, we want to say thank you for our mentors, Nikolai Suyetin and Dmitry Pribalk, and also to Ilya Dubinsky and Diana Kos and Bram Kaplan also, who made our project real. That's all. Now we're ready to answer questions. Okay.
So since you can potentially save lots of money for pharmaceutical companies, what actually prevents these pharmaceutical companies to do, what prevents pharmaceutical companies to do exactly the same thing you do with your software on their own? So what is the value add that you provide to them?
Excuse me, unfortunately, I didn't understand the question clearly, but if, I'm sorry, my English is bad, but maybe can
sure.
you
So,
speak it in
since potentially you can save lots of money for pharmaceutical companies, okay? I expect that these pharmaceutical companies will do all these experiments with simulating interactions between their molecule and human proteins on their own, with their own software they have. And the question is, what is the value add of your product or technology or whatever to the pharmaceutical companies? What is your, say, intellectual property in this?
The question implies that pharmaceutical companies already do this.
No.
And no, the
as I
answer is no,
understood,
they don't do
this because I've asked Novartis engineers.
Okay.
They
What
told me that
prevents
they
them
don't.
from doing that?
The fact that they haven't done it yet, right?
Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't believe it. They don't believe in it, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they. No, as understood, this general approach to screen all peptides was never previously successfully done. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know
an
why.
issue.
What? And we wanted to do this and try to.
Why do you think that you are
provide
going to be
this.
successful if it hasn't been done before? And there are any
Maybe
reasons
because
why you
now
think?
just technology is developing as for example computational power becomes bigger and we
Can
do
you
this.
say a few words about your prototype?
Daniel has already almost created the database which selected where proteins of a human's body are selected, and he already did some docking process research using the AfterDoc winner, and we already have some results.
Our program is still working, and I decided to look for GalNAc as potential molecule which for specific drug delivery. It's very interesting to understand which side effect it can has, to which other receptors it can docks. It has a thing. What? It's a program.
Okay, Dima.
Yes, question from the back. So I see your prototype and I'm happy about it. So we started discussion of this project from the fact that your first idea was very generic and I was insisting that you go to practical things, to practical applications. So what I see now is that you really did well, you really did a good job. You took acetaminophen, you took some database of some proteins, you took some docking program, you put acetamin or bed. Does it make paracetamol toxic or non-toxic? If it's non-toxic, how many interactions you need to make it toxic?
Okay, now this is just an and some of them connected with neural system, and of course, I think one or two of these peptides was somehow connected with neuron system, and the main idea from our software is to advise to pharmaceutical companies to test these peptides from the list, to just make an attention of them on this reaction and to test this reaction, because our program, as I know, have no false positive. No, the false positive result is very, very unrare, and we can, if the interaction is, then it should be in vitro, and if they can they can do it in vitro, then possibly drug will have severe adverse effects if it was not predicted.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's thank the team and go for the next one.
Good afternoon, guys. We are from Energy Independence, and let us introduce our project, Energize. Go to the next slide. I'm sorry that we have to start with some statistics. If you look at my country, there's 20 million people, and 59% people have access to electricity, and 41% people, they don't have access to electricity. But if you check the green line, there is 69.5% people who use the portable device, like mobile phone, camera, and all other devices. So this is what happens when you have access to electricity, and there are some people, those who are living a vulnerable life without the electricity. So we came up with a solution. Next one. So the cheap solution, we thought what they have that can solve the problem. That is a bicycle.
So our main idea to combine two sources of electricity, the dynamo and solar panels, and to charge a battery, and with this battery people can charge their mobile phones, their small gadgets, and have a lamp. So near you can see we propose our prototype 3D model. And there's some technical information. We use 10 watts solar panels, 3 watts dynamo, charge controller, 2 DC-DC converters, battery, and its total weight about 2.5 kilograms.
So the proposed model, what people need to buy? Their device must be portable at first, small salary, small cost, and it must feel free from energy, from cities electricity, for example. We calculated the average income. It's about 100 in those regions. And our product, it's about $130 or less. So what specialty is about our product? Our product must be compact, small weight, and it must be easily packed. So we have another idea. It's about batch. So I will show you a video. Our device can be connected with this batch easily, and this device has approximately similar characteristics, but little bit less. So it can be easily too. So thank you for your attention.
Questions?
So, would you install a solar panel on your bike? And if you do, what would you do if you suddenly drop from this bike? What will happen to this panel? Because these things are not really cheap, as far as I know, at least.
Yeah, you are correct. These are not cheap, but we are going to use the flexible one that has. This product is especially for a particular reason and for particular people. In those countries, people still use the bicycle as a media of transport and to deliver their mail service. So they have the bicycle. They can just put that on top of their bicycle. So they are not really rich to buy this product. So they can just. It's gonna be cheaper. And what you told that we cannot take it out. This is a rubber one. You know, it's flexible rubber one, so it's not gonna fall down and break. You can just fold it, and you can just take it out if you want.
And another question. Do you know how much does it cost, the panel this big that you showed?
Yeah, it's almost $70 if you check, but if you check from the Chinese companies, and you can get it from $35 to $40. I have checked in Alibaba.com and can check it there maybe.
So in $130, the biggest price is for the solar panel, right?
No, it's not the solar panel. It's the top device. The whole cost is $130 using the battery and all this converter.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Can I?
Did you check what voltage can you get from these solar panels? Can it charge anything?
Actually, we have the model. We are proposing something, but unfortunately, we didn't do the prototype, and we didn't calculate that one. Using existing technology, we just tried to target a market and propose a product that is going to really have an impact on their life. Because these people, some of them, I have been visited last month before coming to the innovation workshop. They don't even know what electricity is. It's the borderline people, those who live near to the mountain. There is almost rainy season, and some people, they don't even know the technology exists that can produce electricity to help them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying that we are using existing technology. Yeah, I think it's there.
The second question, did you talk to your people? Are they ready to wear these bags and to ride these bicycles?
I spoke to the NGO, the non-governmental organization, and they are helping those people to buy their product. And I told them if we can make it within $130, they will be able to buy it. No, bicycle they already have. Even they don't have anything for transport. They use the bicycle as a transport. Yeah, of course. They will, even in Bangladesh, the rickshaw is there, and you can see there's a top of there. It's there almost. That's what I told you. You can just take it out. You can just, it will be like you can take it out, and when you enter, and you can put it up. It will be like flexible.
Can I?
Yeah, of course.
So, as you might know, it was our initial plan to use all these sources in our project. But I asked my friend in India, and she said they don't use bicycles that much, only that people who are living in poor cities or like villages, so they wouldn't go for this product. And which kind of customer service segment are you going to go?
I have been there in last month before coming to the innovation workshop. That was near to Bangladesh and India border, and this is no man's land. And I took some pictures there as I'm an amateur photographer. So at this place, I have seen these people are using the bicycle. I have spoken to them. So I think they are going to buy. And one girl from India is there. I think she will be agree with me, as far as I can see. It depends on the person, actually. If you live in the city life, you have electricity, you will not think about that product. But those people, they don't know the electricity, what is there. They don't use any kind of device. So they will be helpful to use this
I'm sure
product.
not the entire population of Bangladesh will buy it, but there will be
they
a few
mostly
people.
use motorbikes.
It's those who actually have motorbikes.
But those people who can't buy motorbikes, would they go for your
A
product?
motorbike costs $1,000, and this is the product that NGO people will help them to buy.
Not only that, motorbike requires fuel. Fuel requires fuel stations.
Yeah.
In some regions, there are
But for
none.
some reason, they are going for that product, for motorbikes rather than bikes.
I don't know. With whom I spoke, they told yeah, it's fine.
And my last question, do you have working prototype?
No, I told that we have just proposed the model. We don't have the prototype, unfortunately.
So I have a question. For what purposes your potential customers are going to use the generated electricity?
Mostly they will use for the cell phone and a small 5-watt lamp so that it can use for a few hours. And why they will use, I have shown that people using the portable device, in those regions you will have the people, those who are using portable device, but they don't have access to electricity. So how they charge their cell phone? They always go to a person place who has access to electricity. They have to travel, they have to charge it, and then they have to come back. So if they have the service that they can charge by themselves, so of course they will buy it. So our topic is energy independence, so they'll be independent to use their service.
All right, guys, this is a topic of much contention, so you'll have to seek the team afterwards and speak to it. Let's thank the team and go to the next one. Who's next?
Ready? All right.
I want to introduce our team DNA Agony, and our capstone project is PCR, convection-based PCR, and let's start. I want to ask you to close your eyes just for 10 seconds, please. Come on, close. No cheating. So, imagine wonderful and hot day like it was 4 days before, and you probably spent like 4 hours under the sun, and what you would do? What you would like to do? Swim. Of course, swim or shower. And you can see the wonderful pond. Okay, open your eyes. Wonderful pond, just next to you. And you want to swim, yeah? Yeah. It seems clean for you? Yeah, it's okay. But what if you're doing cottaging, or you are in your cottage and you have only such a dirty place to swim? Would you swim in here? Does it seem clean? No, of course. Only such a wonderful animals would like to swim. Yes, they don't care, but you do. I know, they don't care. They're so lovely. And the fact that bacteriological analysis in a laboratory would take up to 7 days doesn't make you so happy. So what do you probably do? Nothing. You don't know how to solve this problem. So we would like to help you. So please pay attention on our project.
So part of our solution involves the development of a different kind of PCR machine, a convection-based PCR machine, which is that exceptionally ugly thing that you're looking at right there. So PCR for the it was too ugly to bring. Anyways, for the uninitiated, PCR stands for polymerase chain reaction, and it's the process used to amplify target sequences of DNA, and you find that in any biology-based lab anywhere in the world. So the way that traditional PCR works, it relies on heating and cooling cycles of metal plates, and because of this, you're limited in the time that it takes to achieve adequate amplification. Generally, you're looking at least an hour to 90 minutes. So the benefit of this system is by utilizing convection currents, we're able to get adequate amplification in 30 minutes at this point, but in theory, we could get that down to about 10 minutes, which would be big.
So, let's be light. Our circuit is very simple. I could tell you that we have only 3 main things. Arduino stuff, Arduino platform as a microcontroller, the relay shield, which is very useful to control the temperature because it connected to our light bulb. Light bulb is the only one hidden element in this circuit. Well, we have a lamp bulb of 95 watts, so it's not too much. And in this case, our circuit works well because we have also a thermistor as a detector of temperature, and we can control it each moment of time. And by the way, we have a prototype, but it's a first series, and we will show you if you want to see it next time. So, please.
This is just an agarose gel that we use to visualize DNA that we amplified in our PCR machine to show that it worked. The way we did this is we just chose a gene in E. coli, which you don't care about, but it's an S1 ribosomal protein, which is unique to this bacteria. And then we designed primers to amplify it, and lo and behold, it worked. So those 2 bands you see on the left correspond to our product.
Why convection-based PCR is so good for our markets? It is inexpensive in comparison to other PCR machine. It's small and mobile, and it has shorter amplification time. And you might be asking yourself who would need this. First of all, small laboratories where water analysis takes about 7 days. Do-it-yourself biologist, industrial and academic laboratory, company which perform water analysis and water utilities, and also all laboratories which need to make PCR reaction.
The cost of our device is under $100, while the open PCR machine we were provided with is $600. And we expect that revenues will be generated by direct sales to various labs and also to individuals who need faster PCR.
Thank you. So I have a question. What are components the end user should buy in order to use this PCR machine? Because I guess that he needs to buy some components for specific genes detection, and this can cost money. This could be, say, not very easily available, and he might need to do lots of tests to detect different kind of bacteria.
I guess we haven't worked that part out, honestly, but I suppose that we could develop specific kits that we would think would be more prevalent, that people would want more often than others. And I think it would also be a good idea to offer some sort of customizable thing that people could do as well.
And regarding the specific case you use, check water for its purity. Why it's not possible to use, say, just optical microscope and some computer vision software which can, say, detect if there is any stuff in it which might be harmful?
I suppose you could do that, but backing away from the water thing for a second, I guess the PCR system is also good just because it's a lot cheaper and stuff, but I acknowledge that.
Yes. From the back once again. Hello, here. So, pharmaceutical industry or clinical industry, for many years people try to shorten and simplify sterility testing approaches, but it is prohibited by regulators because regulators want to be sure that nothing is growing, nothing grows on the plate. So you will not be able to use your device in GMP pharmaceutical plants or in clinics. You have to look for niche applications, and niche applications would really enhance your plan. So when I have heard about this machine like 5 days ago when we met first time, I wasn't able to find out this application. And then I realized that there is one single microorganism that is responsible for 60% of hiking death in Colorado Mountain, in Rocky Mountains, the most popular hiking area of United States. So, and when people go there, they don't care about anything, only about this one microorganism. So if you can do this machine working for this microorganism and sell it in Colorado and Wyoming, that may be really cool business.
You showed polluted lake or some well.
The gel.
Okay. If I look at polluted water, I don't recognize what's the problem. If it's chemical pollution or biologic. If your tests shows okay, but the pollution is of chemical sort, what will regular customer, usual people do?
Well, yeah, you can talk about the water thing all you want, but then a regular customer would have this machine and they could do whatever they want with it that involved PCR, which is like any genetic work anyone could ever hope to do. So I guess they wouldn't just have to be like sampling water and stuff like that. And if you back out a bit of the business model, if you want to call it that.
Maybe you know that already exists microfluidic PCR is not reusable. It's only for one test. It's available in the market.
Yeah, I actually saw, I think it's called Lava Amp. That was one of
many producers.
Yeah, and I don't see why this wouldn't be reusable. I know that Lava Amp is like $500.
It's exactly what Dmitry asked, because non-reusable, more clear and more precise analysis.
It's more, I'm sorry, what?
More clear. Yeah.
In what way? Like,
Because
you dispose of
yeah
whatever's been there.
oh, I see, I see. Well, in everything.
The disposable part can come in this as well, because essentially the PCR machine is just a heater cooler thing, and they are trying to propose using heating and cooling using something that doesn't have inertia.
Yeah, this one, I know what you're talking about. It's a reaction vessel that actually has different.
It's just cheap 2x2.
Right, but in this case, we just have everything in Eppendorf tubes, so it's not spilling on anything, really.
Okay. Anybody who wants to test themselves for E. coli, come to them later. Next team. Oh, somebody else? No, okay, next team.
Hello, everyone. My name is Evgeny, and I'm glad to present you our project, ManyFood. My team is number 13th, and he's Anton, and he's Kalan. The problem that we chose is a lack of safety in manufacturing areas. You know, it's very important to track workers and to find them quickly if some accident can happen. Everybody knows about GPS system, but unfortunately it's useless under the ground and in the buildings. So who knows about indoor navigation? Okay, thank you. There are a lot of markets for indoor navigation like agriculture, retail, automation, healthcare, safety and security, and logistics. Indoor navigation market is a rising market. Some agents estimated that it will be more than $4 billion in 4 years. And there are dozens of solutions, but there is no serial implementation yet. We made research and chose one of the best companies on the market, like Ekahau, DecaWave, Nanotron, and Navigiant. And we tried to solve our problem by another way.
So let me speak a little bit about the technology that we implemented. So given a goal that we've got to go for real-time location information available indoors and under the ground, we decided that we could measure the speed of time, the time light travels from the transmitter to the receiver and the back, and divide it by 2 and multiply by speed of light and get the exact number we want. So here's a prototype, and you can see on this photo then that measuring speed of light is sort of a complex task, and there is an oscillograph in here. So, but anyway, our prototype is relatively cheap compared to the competitors. We asked 2 competitors, Inhala and the second one I don't remember, but Inhala offered price of $200 for the beacon, and the other one offered $400 for one piece of base station equipment. Our prototype costs less than $50, and our beacon costs less than $50. And manufactured, we could make them even less. For the advantages we have, the small cost, it's simple to supervise and operate. We could regulate power consumption, and we could take measurements at very high frequency. Of course, it's a prototype, and we were able to build only 2 base stations, basically because there is no such components in Moscow. It's not resistive to collision and obstacles, and it's sensitive to electromagnetic fields now. And it's also has lower accuracy that we expected, but Colin will talk about it. So the basic technology is that we have a base station and a beacon, and the base station transmits the packet to everything, and beacons receive it and transmits immediately the response, and the base station measures the time, and by that time calculates the distance. When you have a lot of base stations, you could do trilateration and do a lot of complex math to minimize the error rate. So, but we only have 2 base stations, so I'll give the microphone to Callan, and he'll speak a little bit about that.
So we have two base stations, and with this we have 2 distances, 2 circles, and 2 points to choose from. but our setup tracks only half of the plane, which includes the whole floor. So we choose half plane, and this is our 1 point. And when our technology gets mature, we will have impact that in all these places we mentioned, we will have fewer injuries and fatalities because help will arrive faster. We will have increase in security and productivity, and we will supply data analysis with more data for making the world better. And we have yet to dive into digital signal processing to make our prototype better, buy better parts which are not available in Moscow for now, and design our solution that we can sell, and think of more applications to the market. And now I would like to show the demo. Dear guy on the back, please switch to the website. And I can take...
So basically, Callum is carrying around the... Oh. So he's carrying sort of... yeah, he's moving. You can see like... yeah, he's moving around nearby the 2 base stations with some error rate. But it's a prototype. It's not really supposed to work like super fancy. Yeah, it works a little bit. Yeah, thank you. And the frequency is low because of the Wi-Fi transmit rate, and we just lost some.
Thank Ilya Dubinsky for making Innovation Workshop possible, everyone else involved, and all of you for your attention.
Actually, I would like to give special thanks to this team for being one of only 2 teams, I think, that have made live demonstrations so far. 1 of 2 teams. Maybe we'll see something else. Yeah. Yeah. The previous team was, well, actually, I don't know where the stuff went. Yes, e-bucks. Well, we did live demonstration yesterday on the outskirts. A lot of smoke. Questions, please.
Already exists femtosot. Maybe you know that LTE, the femtosot, the price it's only $50, and you can use your smartphone with all services like speech connection, like internet interconnect, plus for free your position with precise sum meters.
Well, sum meters is not enough for our applications because we can track for up to a specific room and even location inside the room. And this will not work with signal strength.
Okay, but beacon technology provides the same...
Are you talking about Bluetooth Low Energy, right? Bluetooth?
No.
About
That's
LT?
LTE. LTE.
LTE, it requires a lot of like really expensive base stations.
$50.
$50 for base station?
Can you give us an examples? Where was it implemented?
So a few meters is not our precision. We are aiming to do it less than 1 meter. I think it's not possible with LTE.
And a few questions for clarifying. Do you plan to put these base stations in one big room? And do you assume walls reflection? And do you know about Wi-Fi indoor localization system, or maybe you now do the same system? Please.
So you have like a lot of questions in one. Let me answer them one by one. Yeah, there is no problema. First of all, like Wi-Fi navigation. We contacted a seller of Wi-Fi navigation systems and asked them like how much it will cost to actually like get the hypercube to get the installation of the system. And they sent like us 45,000 euros. And you basically, it's a lot.
And already have Wi-Fi transmitters here. We need just to
they
change
sent us
program in transmitter.
Commercial.
Yes.
They
Just
sent
to change
us.
program.
They sent us a response. We can show it later. All right. We can show the email. All right. About the second question, about the wall reflectance. We're planning to use 315 megahertz band. So the wall reflection will occur, but the first wave to get to the receiver will get the response, which will be counted. So the counter is interrupted by the first wave of the needed strength.
It could be situation so when waves from wall will come earlier than a wave from person.
Well,
in a few hours.
Okay, thanks a lot.
I think it's a very cool idea and it's like a dream from Harry Potter map to come true, you know. But I have a question regarding the safety. Like, do you somehow message people who are going out of any secure zones or whatever? Like, how is it managed?
Yeah, we contacted with the head of the Moscow city, you know, thank you.
Reflection from buildings and from other metallic pieces.
Well, this is our assumption that the direct wave of some strength will penetrate the like concrete and stuff and get to the receiver faster than the reflectance.
It's no doubt, but whatever signal do you use in order to receive the correlation, and because it could impair your precision dramatically, actually.
We know, but we're unable to really experiment these two. In Moscow are really limited, so we will of course experiment with different frequencies, tell whether they do penetrate or they don't penetrate and how it is affected. But the main assumption that we have is that penetrating wave will somehow reach the transceiver first.
I got it. And what type of signal do you use in your system?
What do we use?
What type of signal?
Type is just radio signal.
Just what do you mean by what type of signal?
Sinus?
Can you?
Linear frequency modulated or code modulated or just a regular sine or whatever?
Do you modulate your signal in any way, shape or form to cut the noise?
Well, if we modulate the signal, it will cause a delay. No modulation.
So it's a non-modulated signal. Anyway, let's continue this discussion slightly later since it raised so many questions.
Thank you.
Let's thank the team and go to the next one. We'll have a chance to ask later while drinking wine. Think of that.
Good afternoon, everyone, from our team, which name is Health and Innovation. So we are glad to introduce you our project of making the intensive care units wireless. And the current problem is there are a lot of cables here in the ICU. So it's very hard for physicians to access to the patient. And more of this, the patient, it's really stressful for patient to be in this situation. And this problem is common and called spaghetti syndrome.
We tried to understand if it is a real problem and do we need to solve it. So we talked to different people, from physicians to those who make decisions about buy or not new equipment. And now we clearly understand that it is a real problem, that heads are ready for innovations and that physicians are too tired of virus and transportation problem. So let's see what is our solution.
Our team came up with an idea of using wireless sensors, which will send the signal directly to the monitor. Our prototype consists of pulse and temperature sensors. They send signal via XB to a receiver, which resend data by means of Bluetooth to Android device. Our implementation looks like this. There are two senders and receiver. And there you can see Android device with our application.
So on the slide you can see how it looks like. And now I need a video, please. Play it. Okay, now you can see wireless sensors that send data to the wireless monitor. Actually, everything works stable.
It's real ICU.
Yeah. No coherence, no interference. You can't mention it. And on this graph, you can see the current temperature of our patient. Okay.
Can you return, please, to presentation?
Okay, so it works in real ICU, but this technology is not new, and we have different competitors. Their product allow a patient to send their health signal from skull tag to their doctor, and for analysis and decision. But that's the only product. And our main competitors are those companies who create ICU devices with cables.
Now let's move to a value proposition. With wireless ICU, there will be a decrease in access time to the patient, resulting in better care. Moreover, without wires, spaghetti syndrome will vanish. As a result, when a clinic uses wireless ICU, it will gain better reputation. There are a few future milestones for this project. First, we will improve ergonomics and release introductory product. Next, we will test it in clinics which have proper licenses. And afterwards, we will carry out marketing campaign and feed wireless ICU to market. Following product market fitting, we'll deal with certification and IP. And finally, we will fulfill one of these business strategies, manufacturing and sales or licensing.
By the way, now the prototype is working. Here is a pulse, there is temperature, and here is our working prototype, our application. And this is our team, and we want to thank you for the attention. We want to thank our mentors, all the TAs, and other good guys as you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
One ICU and one patient only, or can there be many of them in the same room with many different devices?
Usually in ICU there are several patients. So it will contain several patients and several monitors. But it also can contain one patient in one room, so it differs from time to time.
So there is no interference issue even in case of many patients? Everything can be handled well?
Sorry, usually in ICU there are only one patient in a room. In one room, only one patient.
Okay, so you are based on that to avoid interference, or so? Yeah. So
No,
what is the suggestion?
there will not be any interference because we can change an address in XB while programming, and that is not problem to use multiple ICU in reanimation.
Okay, and I have another question. So you say that you avoid the spaghetti problem, but the way it looked to me in the demo, it looked like the patient had a lot of sensors around him. I mean, I don't think it feels comfortable either.
Actually, it will help because the sensors are wireless. It's in our prototype we have used this kind of stuff because to construct wireless sensor it's a lot of money, a lot of time. It's only prototype.
Yeah,
in the future, there won't be any wires on the patient.
But the sensor will be something small or something big?
Yeah.
Of course. Okay.
Thank you for the presentation. I have only one question. What kind of IP are you going to use or to deploy? And the second one is, like, the second part of the question, what will stop someone else from doing the same as you did?
Okay, thank you for your question. I forgot the next.
Could you repeat the second question, please?
The second question was, what will stop someone from doing the same as you did?
Okay, because firstly, they say that it's expensive, but our prototype, we calculated it, and can you say how much does it cost?
Actually, nothing will stop, but the end purpose is to make this thing less power consumption and smaller size. So in this market, the company will only if it reach these purposes. So it's under consideration.
And more of this, to be honest, there are a lot of companies which doing the same thing, but not for ICU. So that's not exactly the same. It's like for personal using, but it's not for ICU like we want to do.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great presentation. That was great that you mentioned my name there. Question is, your sensor, how do you power it? Because that has a transmitter in it, as I saw. So what do you use to power it?
We power our sensors by means of 9-volt batteries.
But that's for now. But how do you plan to make, because as I understood, in the future you plan to make it, I don't know, like a coin stick, right?
Yes.
So how would you power it in that case? Right now it's clear because you use a transmitter which would use a 9 volts, but in future, how would you power it to make it small and actually usable in like real ICU settings?
But it's our next step, and thank you for your question. And we will think about it.
It was just a thing to
actually,
think
we'll
about.
use a small battery in future and use protocol like Bluetooth with less power consumption. And the period of battery changing could be about maybe 1-2 months. It's quite enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just a thing to think about when you do it. Thank you.
All right, let's thank the team and go to the next.
So, hello everyone. Thanks for coming. We're Team 9 and we present our project for the Skoltech Innovation Workshop. So let's start from the problem. You know, due to different physical constraints, people can't interact with the outer world effectively. And that's a problem. And there are different types of constraints. It can be temporary or permanent. So our audience differs according to this division. So just usual people, they want to have something which will enable them to control their devices while their hands are busy. And another audience is paralytics who really need some alternative way of communication instead of damaged one. So these different audiences need different products, but these different products can use quite similar technology. So here is a technology description. The simple built-in camera detects eye gaze and then calculates eye tracking, and it somehow matches to the command which is sent to application, and then it managed this application. And the key feature is that no special hardware is needed for this application. And now let's move to our first project. Is hands-off. It's just simple project for people turning pages while reading or playing music. So it's simple. It already have some features, and we want to implement a few one in the nearest future. So let's look on our prototype. Here you see the guy. He's scrolling the screen while using his eyes. You see. And the technology is really stable. You can just so another target audience is musicians. You can scroll the page using Node. So you see how it works. And we decided that our primary market is musicians, especially for this product. So we asked different organizations, and the survey showed that the key feature for this product is stability. So it is, if it will be stable, then they wanna take it. So vast majority of people like it. And we're going to the next product for paralyzed people. So it's just software. Okay. Which enables people to type text using the eyes. And Ben will explain it more detailed.
Thank you. Who of you know that guy? Raise your hand. Yeah, that is Martin Luther King, and a famous guy, and his most influential speech starts from the word, "I have a dream." We have a dream too. We have a dream that one day, regardless of physical limitations, any person could live life to the fullest. So we tried several technologies and stopped on eye tracking. In our approach, we have an eye tracking, gaze tracking, that it maps to the screen the person looks at. Then it goes to some smart keyboard with pictures or letters or whatever. That was optimized exactly for eye typing. And then this text or whatever signals goes to the any sort of external service like panic button or text-to-speech library or, I don't know, SMS, Skype, VK, Facebook, whatever. So here is our program. There's a guy looking at the screen and the camera, and he is trying to move that stuff with his eye. That is just the every direction to which he looked, and the red dot on the corner shows the group of letters that he chooses. So it is sort of like T9 on the phone, or like Spike on the phone, but with 4 letters, 4 buttons. So he just could type whatever just by moving his eye back and forth. So to test our hypothesis that it is a really important stuff, we came to our communication genius Nastya somehow organized the meeting with the head of 363 Foundation that owns some private clinics, and they were super excited about our technology. They said they really need it because nowadays people cannot interact with doctors, no way. And the thing that they need really now is the optical emergency button. They said that if we had, they'd even buy it tomorrow. So they were so excited that they said that they are ready to give us subdoctoral and administrative support for our research. We also talked to the expert, Alexander Kaplan, who's working in the same field, and he said that he's really excited too, because nowadays he uses some sophisticated, expensive hardware, and we are doing the same thing with just a webcam. So we have 2 delivery models for private clinics and paralyzed people, like deploying some devices and stuff, and for individuals who could download our software just for free from GitHub because it is open source and Stallman and GNU and stuff. So actually in this exact field of known hardware systems, we have like no competitors. There are some on the internet that are like handicrafted and are not in the clinics now. So somebody created that right on a blog and nobody knows about it. There are some solutions in states that you can buy that cost more than $500, and they are hardware terminal, that's why they cost so much. So nowadays nobody can afford it. And we're going to use that technology and bring it to everyone. So here are some kittens. And due to simple calculations, it turned out that only in Russia we have at least 30,000 patients that need our technology right now. And we can help them, and we will help them, I hope. So thank you. Here are our contacts. Here are companies that already support us. So follow us. Thank you.
So your questions? Your questions are welcome.
very nice product. So what exactly are the hardware requirements? What do you need to have?
Just a notebook with a webcam, probably built in. We use just built-in webcam that has a resolution like 400 and 600 and 400. That is just really bad webcam, and it still works.
So do you really need a notebook, or it can run on, say, a smaller device like tablets or smartphones or whatever? Because if you can use very small device, you can actually make a simple control button and use it like a light switch or whatsoever. So for disabled people, you can replace regular light switching, regular buttons with this kind of device, which will recognize specific gestures.
Yeah, probably. We were thinking because it is optical recognition and high resolutions and pretty computationally costly, expensive task. We thought of using those microcomputers that cost like, I don't know, $100. If there is no PC already there, then we can use those small PCs that are pretty powerful. They're powerful enough. And in case of emergency button that we're going to build in that private clinic, we can use just IP camera that is just plugged in, and you send data to some central servers from many rooms and do the rest thing on the server. They actually do, and sell it at a price of $5,000.
And they use hardware.
Yeah,
and you know, there are a lot of such similar technologies on the web. We found them, but there is no impact. Just technology without impact. So
you're saying that this company just don't care?
that's not actually the company, it's just guys who program, who code it here. I want to ask you a question. You have the tablet Samsung here, right? So do you use the Samsung technology, eye tracking technology?
Right now I don't, but if I had this technology on my personal computer that has this big screen, I would use it. I would use it really.
All this company prefer voice control. It's more cheaper and more useful.
Any other questions? Oh yeah, and one more thing about strokes and stuff, that usual software just, probably there is some software for eye typing or something like that, but it is not for paralyzed people. There is no specialization for paralyzed people. There, for example, people with strokes are usually can't read and they need like pictures and something else and character and some heuristic and stuff. So there are some probably solutions, but they're not for paralyzed people.
Since this is the last actual day, tomorrow is just one lecture, I would like to use this opportunity with all of you still sitting to give you our appreciation and sort of not yet parting, but still gifts of our appreciation that you stayed with us for 3.5 weeks, and to sort of signify the fact that you've accomplished quite a bit. What we'll do, everyone who participated in this workshop by being either a student or an active participant will receive our, let's say, parting present, the small token of our appreciation for you to be still alive. So it will look like this. It's pretty heavy. All of them are numbered, so none is with a duplicate number. So all of them are very individual. I will. Let's do it this way. I will read names, and you please come forward, and we'll present them to you. Okay. Kalanabe. Ah. Adebayo Adeni. Thank you. Денис Антюхов. Не вижу. Вон. Айсулу Аскарова. They're seriously heavy. Dina Bek. Даниил Бершацкий. Окей, Александр Бочкарев. А он отсутствует. Окей. Евгений Баяников. Alexander will have to come for his. Давай. So now I have a new role here. Екатерина Болотская. Юлия Бондарева. Симоне Бриаторе. Татьяна Чернова. Федор Червинский. Александр Демидов. Владимир Дмитрук. Владимир Дмитрук. Another one. Григорий Дроздов. Ой. Анна Фифилова. Олег Гринчук. Георгий Гурьев. Николай Иванов. Daniel Kekere. Алия Харульна. Михаил Хмелик. It doesn't work anyway. Right. Evgenia Klimova. Никита Ключников. Роман Колесников. Ольга Коробова. Степан Круглов. Александр Курилович. Антон Леченко. Елена Лобиченко. Ольга Логинова. I was given an advice to call 2 people at a time so that we move faster. So Alvis Logins and Ivan Maslov. Светлана Медведева, Александр Меншиков. Мхитар Мхитарян и Марина Мунхоева. Сергей Муратов, Артем Никитин. Наталья Хапкина, Анна Павлова. Maybe I should call 3 at a time. Anyway, Никита Пестров, Станислав Подшивалов. Антон Погребной, Ольга Попова. Анастасия Пукалова, Мухбубур Рахман. So, Divya Shankar. Евгений Шилов, Роман Широченко. Сергей Шмаков, Вероника Штейнгер. Вита Степанова и Дарья Степанова. Павел Сухов, Кирилл Сыркин. Антон Цицулин, Бен Усман. Брэндон Уилкокс, Виктор Юрченко. Максим Захаркин, Дмитрий Зарифян. Дмитрий Жесков, Динара Жусупова. Исан Хак, Мажар Али. Даниил Валиулин, Мария Савельева. Олег Юсупов, Максим Герасимов. Иван Шаманаев. All right, I also want to thank our wonderful mentors. I'm not going to call you one by one, so please come to me, all of you, because yours are also here. Thank you, guys. Well, as you might remember, tomorrow we have a super glue in the morning, but not early in the morning. If you don't remember when, you can always look in your schedule. It's exactly as it says. There will be dinner in about 5 minutes. So thank you. That was wonderful. I just want everybody to remember that this is sort of a very, very beginning, that the results that you've shown us are essentially results of a week and a half, 2 weeks of work. Just imagine what it would be if you had a little more time. Okay.
And let us thank Ilya for the great job you have done.
Tomorrow, work have done is not done.